What's going on, everybody? This is Justin with Off the Road Podcast, and today I got a Floridian with us, but it's not important that he's not from Texas because he makes amazing music, and within the next year or two, I feel like everybody's gonna have him on their playlist. With no further ado, let me introduce my man A Beck. What's
What's going
good?
on, brother?
I also got most of y'all are gonna know I've done some stuff with Clint in the past, but he is actually a creative director of sorts for A Beck. He does a lot of visualizers for his music, and yeah, man, we're gonna have a good chat today. I
Big
got
facts.
see where we're at. Where we're at. So, man, how's life going for you, A Beck, at the moment?
It's busy, dog.
That's good. Better than
Busy.
alternative, right?
Big facts.
Yeah,
I
man.
got 2 kids too, bro, so shit's always crazy.
Yeah. I actually got some inside information. We can start there because being a father is first and foremost the most important thing to me. But you got some really cool names for your children. Go ahead and tell the people your children's names.
Yeah, man, so I got a 3-year-old. His name is Avery Jupiter. And then my 1-year-old, his name is Caden Mars.
Man, that's awesome. What was the inspiration behind those names?
Just basically like me and their mother, we love the galaxy, we like stars, space, like all that shit is like super inspiring and creative. So we're like, fuck it, man, let's just run with it.
Man, that's awesome.
First,
That's
we
awesome.
was gonna name them like the actual planets as a first name, but then we was like, man, let me not.
Wow.
No, that's awesome. And I guess let's go ahead and let the people know that you're from the what is it, the city of beautiful, Orlando,
Yeah, that's what they call it, man.
and
I
doing a
thought they
little
called it
research.
like,
You guys have more restaurants per capita than anywhere in the United States of America.
I did not know that, but I can imagine. There's like a restaurant every corner, bro.
Yeah, it's the home of Olive Garden and Red Lobster.
Yeah,
and
Darden's
the
out here.
Backstreet Boys.
Darden.
I actually used to work for Darden a couple years ago.
Yeah, me too. I were definitely slaying shrimp at Red Lobster.
Feel me, fam. I was a Longhorn guy.
Yeah, man. I guess what's the worst job you ever had, Beck?
Bro, no lie. When I was 18, like I was like, yo, I'm gonna get a job that summer after high school. And I worked at Circle K, the midnight shift. Bro, I didn't last my 90 days, I swear to God.
That sounds about as bad as it could get. I have a friend that worked nights at a store, and he had crazy stories every time I seen him.
Facts, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I got robbed for some lighters within my like first month. I was in the cooler stocking, and some dude ran in there and like robbed like 50 lighters. I'm like, yo, what you want me to do? I ain't gonna stop him.
Man, I got a story. This actually is pretty cool. Like, so at the very beginning of COVID, the job that I took was the graveyard shift at a 7-Eleven, like the overnight key holder manager, whatever, because it was the first thing that opened up. And I 3 stores opened in the very limited time that I worked there before restaurants started opening back up. And all 3 stores that opened all had ATMs that were loaded with over $100,000 cash before they
That's
opened.
wild, bro.
All 3 of them, the night before the grand opening, got robbed. All 3. Like, tell me that's not an inside job, dude.
Big facts, bro.
All right, so I guess since we heard that interesting story about jobs and robberies, what a better way to go into talking about the music business than talking
Yes,
about getting
sir.
robbed. Yeah.
That's how he writes about
Right.
the real how he writes about the real shit right there. That night at 7-Eleven with the lighters.
Big facts.
Well, I want fans to go check out the release slide that ABEC put out, and the question that I got is why the music sounds different since that.
Um, man, I think it's just growth, man. Like, honestly, my biggest thing always, and sometimes it works against me, is like there's no box to me, right? Like, I can make any genre I wanted. So like it's like a lot of people struggle to find like, okay, what is this guy on? Like is he gonna rap or is he gonna sing or is this like an Afro beat? I got dance shit, house shit, like so. To me, it's always about like what I feel like in the moment. So Slide was just like a turn up joint. I was like, yo, I'm turned up right now. I mean, it's just happened in a moment. And then when I decide to push it out, it's like, yo, let's just put it out. Like,
No, that's awesome. Now, how did the this might be a little inside baseball, but how did the T-Pain app influence you?
yeah, man, you hit me on the elbow right there. So like to me, like when I first started making music, like it was like auto tune had just popped off, and it was like a lot of people don't realize this shit, but when auto tune first came out, like and T Pain was out with it, it wasn't the easiest thing to get. So like I'm talking, I think it was like $1,000, $2,000. I was in middle school, so like that's kind of impossible, bro. So even if you had the auto tune, like the Interis auto tune, the real shit, like you had to have like an iLock key. Like it was really hard to get like you had to have your own number. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was very particular. And the T Pain app was like, oh, it's free auto tune, right? Like you can actually record joints on this fucking app and auto tune. So like we started using that shit, and it was like that shit just started a whole addiction, bro. Like, damn, this is incredible, man. And I was a really ass singer back in the day, and now it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like being on autotune, like you have to learn to sing. Like, obviously, you have to hit the right notes for shit to sound good. So, the T Pain app was just kind of like a pusher, bro. Like, yo, this shit's gonna be crazy, bro.
That's awesome. And then I guess as you kind of progressed, let's talk about how would you describe your time writing for Aaron Carter?
I knew what I was getting into, man. Like I knew it had to be different from my style. Like obviously it's gotta be him. So I just kind of did studying like on the album that he had just put out. Like, where is this guy going? How do we want to sound? What are we talking about? And then like also he kind of wanted like a Florida vibe. So I was like, I mean, I'm Florida through now. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I'm fucking Florida as it gets. So. And me and him share like common interest in growing up, like Florida boys, beach going type shit, So I just like put all of that in the thought and then just created, man, and he fucked with it.
When I was telling somebody about doing an interview with you, I told him a few things. I mentioned that, and then I said, "Do you remember the group Smiles and South Star?" And they were like, "Yes, tell me." And I was like, yeah, he's actually, works for him. That was the thing that got the biggest reaction. And I didn't realize that people still know the Big Brother. So how's y'all's relationship? And go ahead.
That's my big brother, man. Like I learned so much shit like when I first came into the game and was like actually talented. Like it took a long time to get talented. I'm not gonna say like I walked into the game and I was like, this motherfucker's hot. Like I had just started getting like really good at writing and recording and like actually putting out records. And then I was working with a producer named July, and he's now signed with Sony. Well, July was working under Southstar. So they was like, yo, I'm really fucking with this kid. Yo, South, check this kid out. And then we started working, and like every show he's done since then, like I've been on. Like I got to see like Smiles and Southstar perform Tell Me. You know what I'm saying? Like on stage with them, like that shit to me coming from Orlando, bro, it's like that's one of those legendary full circle moments. Like you grew up listening to this shit, now you touring with the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like so South, he's really been like a blessing to me, man. Like it's really important to learn the industry before you're in the industry. And I got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. We'll dive deeper into music with you and ask you how the Beach Boys, your love for them, I guess.
Yeah, man. Like I remember growing up, like in my pops we didn't get to listen to like hip hop or nothing. So it was like Like you kind of wanted to be like, man, this shit's whack. Like everybody else is listening to this in school, and I'm pulling up to school listening to fucking the Beach Boys or Van Morrison or fucking MJ or Phil Collins. Like, bro. But I fell in love with that shit, bro. Like, cause I had to listen to it, so I was like, let me just study the shit. And the Beach Boys were so creative to me. Like, if you really learn about them and how they wrote and what they wrote about and their experience and stuff, like harmonies, all that shit was just like on a whole other level than most artists of the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, it was very inspiring. Like, I want to do that shit, bro. Like, I want to be my one of a kind. You know what I'm saying?
I felt that on the song that A Beck dropped. It was a flip, I guess, of sorts. A couple weeks ago, we did a little video to it, but the first minute and a half, it's "Sugar We're Going Down." It's the flip on that.
Yeah.
But the first minute and a half of it is A Beck singing around with himself, like the end of God Only Knows, but like updated and modernized. And when I heard it, I was like, "Ah, man, he finally there's some Beach Boys in there. It's sick."
Let's I do want to touch on one thing. How is your relationship with your father, and has he been an inspiration into your you being a musician?
Yeah, man. Like, pops keeps that shit real, man, all the time. And like, I guess you could say like I inspire all the time to like make him proud with some shit. Like, I'll send him my best shit and be like, yo, peep this, and he'll be like, yo, put that shit out, bro. And it's like, cause like obviously, bro, I wouldn't be so in tune with music or have such a knowledge of music if it wasn't for him, right? Like, he like constantly was like putting me on the whole time, and he didn't even know he was putting me on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, he's like the master plug, like the master creator of what I am now.
It's funny you say that. I tell people, I had a stepfather come into my life later, and what I realized that was what a good father does is it's pretty much a cheat code through life.
Facts, yeah.
You kind of have like somebody like steering you. So I just want to say salute to him. I can't promote father and sons or fathers in general enough, so I want to say salute to him, and that's dope that you were able to share that with us.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. Like, and you don't realize this shit till you get older, man. You like, God, this motherfucker was right, bro. Like, my pops always told me, like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a chef. Because he like ran restaurants and designed restaurants. Like, that's what he does. He's like, dog, you don't want to be no chef, bro. Trust me, bro. And then when I worked in a restaurant when I was 19, I'm like, yo, I was a server, right? I'm like, bro, I don't want to work back there, bro. Them dudes got it bad. Like, he was right. So it's like when you get older, you realize shit, and you're like, yo, man, this dude's a fucking genius, and I'm just a dumbass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just dumb.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. So I guess let's kind of come up to date and talk about what you got coming out musically and what can we expect for the first, half of 2022.
Yeah, man. So I got a single coming out on Valentine's Day that we just decided on like a couple of days ago. We're like, yo, let's just fucking do it. It's called Rebound, produced by one of my homies here, man, and Clint's got the artwork. Whole team involved. That's coming out next. We got hopefully The Garden, which is like an EP/movie that'll be dropping here soon. I got a lot of work with my buddy Dev dropping. I really just want to give people like the best version that I can this year, like in all sense of a brand. I want to give them the best merch. I want to give them the best music, the best vibes. Like, I want to give people more of like what's behind the scenes, because I'm really like not really a shy person, but like a private person. So I kind of want to just give people like the whole A Beck experience this year.
There's like a lot of different, like, I'm fortunate enough with the position that I have with A Beck. I'm fortunate enough to have stuff months in advance, and I can tell you that he was talking about all of the different notes and genres that he fills in on. The next 6 releases don't even sound like they should be on like the same album or coming from the same person. Like, I mean, the jumps that we have that we're working on, I mean, Garden's gonna blow y'all away. Like, You know, hopefully I can live up to the lofty bar that was set by the vocal and production of it.
Well, Clint, tell me. I know we talk music a lot, and you're always good at describing a sound. So, how do you describe the sound of Garden?
Garden is a.
Hey, before he answers, bro, I want to say that's a tough fucking question.
No, and I probably wouldn't ask everyone, but I'm really excited to see what he says.
Yeah, I want to see what he says too, because shit, I don't even think we know.
So Garden is like this ethereal bath into an emotional ride that starts and ends at a completely different place. And what the amazing part of it is in the middle of the journey, and this is why it works so well as a movie. This concept, we kicked it around for about a week or two before we started putting this stuff into motion. So, I mean, the timing on it, especially when y'all see it, it's remarkable. I mean, even the audio recording of this is a remarkable project. I mean, to be able to make 5 songs that can play as one or as 5. I mean, that's a testament to creativity. And I mean, you know, obviously hands up for that. But in the middle of there's all this tension, and there is this point where the sound basically snaps and you go from this like lofty trance state to where on the back end of it, before you finally get to the release where you are okay with everything that's happened, you hit this just like frantic, what's happening, almost paranoia type feel.
It's like a freight train.
Yeah. And over the course of this journey, what's amazing is if you sit back and you allow the music, and I pray to God I'm able to get these visuals able to match up with them. Because I mean, what we're attempting is a fully rotoscope / stop motion animated feature film that goes with it. Not a visualizer, not like showing the album art getting made. You know, this is like the real deal. It's like a mini movie. And each song though, also in its own way, has the same journey. And so the fact that he was able to replicate that, not just once on a greater scope, but also 5 individual times, and it's very subtle in those tracks. It is an emotion. It's a mental ride, man. And like, you know, pulling sounds from everything from Daft Punk to, you know, a lot of Phil Collins. Like I know he mentioned that. I hear a lot of like Depeche Mode Violator in there, like when I'm listening to some stuff. Like it is a journey through the 80s, skipping the 90s, and putting you right in the end of the 2010s, like all crammed into one. It's wild, bro.
Okay.
I have to play some for you.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for it now. Clint's been talking about it, but yeah, I can't wait to hear it. For sure. Now, this being a Texas podcast, have you been to Texas? Have you toured here at all?
I have not, man. I really wanna go out there. I got boys that been to Texas. My boy Dev, he opened up the sugar factory. Yeah, she's bad.
Look, there is our
villain.
woman.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
But yeah, like my boy Dev, he goes out to Texas a lot to do like the sugar factories and stuff. I'm hoping to make that play here soon, man. This is like shit's been crazy with COVID and all that, so you know how it goes, man.
Yeah, we'll link up to you. There's a couple places. Waco's booming right now, and there's 2 venues there that I booked. So I definitely can't wait to, you know, get you down.
Let's get it, man. You know I'm down.
So let's talk about some what's a dream collab?
Man, a dream collab would be like if I could get like Phil to produce some shit. Maybe if I can get T-Pain. I don't know, man. Like what I'm trying to go for is like the most incredibly like sonic product that I could be, right? So it's like, how do I put all of that together? Like, who needs to be in a room for that? So, like, to me, one of the greatest producers of all time is Phil Collins. So it'd be like, if I could do some shit with Phil, man, that'd be nuts.
Pretty sick.
I want to hear A Beck end up with Chino Marino, bro.
How do you feel about Deftones? Are you familiar with that genre of music?
A little bit. Like Clint's put me onto it. I mean, I could see it working. I
Yeah.
just don't know how to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
not yet.
getting it there. But you asked for dream collab, like the way he layers his music. I'm telling you, like there's a topical layer and then this whole subverted layer, and it's way too like complex to be just locked in with
Hip hop.
fly by the seat of our pants hip hop or whatever like that. There's a lot more substance to it. Like if standard radio hip hop is dessert, like A Beck's like the 5-course meal. So
Yeah.
Damn,
And
appreciate that.
let's bounce it back to Orlando. This actually just popped into my head. Now I may be wrong, but is the guy Forgiato? Is he from Orlando?
Forgiato Blow?
Yeah.
He's from Tampa.
Okay.
I met him before. Yeah.
Yeah. He was in Texas doing some stuff, and I came across him. But interesting guy for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
He's got a nice little buzz. He's working.
yeah, he's working. And the thing I'll say though too is like I just saw like from my end of it, I respect them, all those artists, but I feel like they're trying to create like that whole lane. Like it's not really like country rap, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, like
Yeah. And,
you know the vibes.
Are you into the guys who kind of really do it well, like the Jelly Rolls and Struggles and?
Oh, bro, on everything I love, like I watched Jelly Roll because Jelly used to work with a promotions company out here. It's called CSR.
Okay, yeah.
And they were the same ones that worked with Caskey before signing with Birdman. And
Absolutely.
so I've seen
Little
Jelly.
short. He's like the little short Iranian guy or middle Indian looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Doug and I don't know the other guy's name, but them guys. So I watched Jelly like from way back in the day, like the YouTube clips.
Right.
And I had his first mixtape, like Jelly Roll out here he was big, bro. Like, and to see where he's going now, like that shit is incredible, dog. Like that's an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Out of when I first started rapping, they kind of pushed us all together. It was like a group of us. It was like MGK, Mac Miller, and I would do shows with all these guys. Jelly Roll. Out of meeting everybody, Jelly Roll's the person that deserves it more than anybody.
100%, bro.
The
like,
dude
he's
is
been on a journey, bro.
There's people who seem like good dudes, and then there's just dudes who are genuinely like good dudes. And man, I'm happy. Like I said, I'm super happy that he's enjoying the success he's enjoying.
Yeah, and like Struggle too, man. Struggle is like he's the OG of it all to me. Like,
Right.
I
Well-
met Struggle actually. When I was serving for Longhorn.
Okay.
Struggle came in and he sat at my table, and like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like he was running me wild, but like, bro, throw me like $100 tips. The tip should have been like $40. Like he took care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing I like about Struggle is like he puts everybody on.
Right.
Like he done put his daughters, both of his daughters, in position to win musically though. Like, and there's talent, so it's like really dope to watch that shit.
No. What about going further than that? Have you familiar with the Haystack?
I've heard of it, but I haven't really like studied it like that.
Okay, so that was the first. To break this down real quick, that was the first one. He's from Tennessee. He was the first country rap guy. He had a deal with Def South when who got that? Scarface got the Def Jam South deal.
Yeah.
He was going to sign two people. He was going to sign Haystack or Ludacris. He signed Haystack, but Haystack caught a charge, so he went and signed Ludacris, and the rest is history. But check out.
I do remember that.
Yeah, man, that's super cool. Man, I know you're always working. You're a prolific artist. The amount of stuff that you put out is amazing. I don't want to take too much of your time, but is there anything you want to tell your fans and tell our people before we head out?
No, just put on your seatbelt, man, and enjoy the ride with me, dog, because we going crazy.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.